How about this one? Kawa pointed to a stack of papers attached to the board, looking strange next to the ones that just had one paper. Ayaka looked to where Kawa was indicating, finding the stack to be odd. Moving over to where Kawa was standing, Ayaka read what was on the document. Just with a quick glance, it was clear there was something that took place outside the town. Hunting horned rabbits? Ayaka read the description. Her eyes soon searched for how many guild points were paid out to the adventurers and whether it was based on each monster killed or a grouping of them. It's based on how many you kill, Mizuki said in an excited voice. And it doesn't look like something that should be too difficult. She then looked at Ayaka. The difficulty is only an E. We also qualified with our levels, Masio added. Seeing that everyone was excited about the job, Ayaka grinned. I guess this will be our first one as adventurers. Kawa grabbed one of the papers for the horned rabbit job. Let's quickly go, so we can get enough for dinner. She made a beeline towards the counter where the guild employees were waiting to accept jobs selected by the adventurers. Ayaka and the others quickly followed after the older woman. Thinking of the idea that they would be eating later in the day, thanks to the job, made Ayaka excited, her stomach growling slightly in anticipation of the food. Though they had some at the convenience store earlier in the day, the idea of properly made food by the guild sounded nice. While waiting for the others earlier, she had a chance to smell the dishes that were carried out by the employees to be served to the adventurers. Each of the plates had made her wish her groupmates would come quickly back from the tour of the guild so they could start earning money. Getting in line, their wait to talk to an employee wasn't long. The adventurer ahead of them finished getting approval and moved on. The male employee looked at their group and asked, "What may I help you with today? Have you selected a job?" Slapping down the paper on the counter, Kawa said, "We'd like to take this one." Not startled by Kawa's enthusiasm, the worker merely nodded his head. "I understand." Pulling out a crystal, the worker said, "If you just position your bracelet near the crystal, we can proceed with confirming that each of you matches the requirements of the job." With Kawa being the nearest to the crystal, she quickly raised her hand to place her bracelet close to the scanner. There was a sparkling of colors and lights as the device detected the bracelet, and the bracelet recognized that it was being scanned. The employee glanced at some kind of screen off to the side, checking through some information. Returning his attention back at Kawa, he nodded and said, "You've been approved to take on this job." Then he looked at Masio, who was the next closest to the crystal. "If you please," he indicated with a hand to the crystal, signaling for Masio to do the same as Kawa had. As each of them was approved to take the job, the employee put the crystal away. "Since this is your first job, I'll now proceed with explaining points that you should be aware of," he said. His eyes looking at each one of them to make sure that they were paying attention to his words